And Duncan, we will get started with Anthony Chang.
Hey, Duncan, it's nothing, I guess, new. You guys have been a pretty good defensive team all season. These last few games, what have you guys done well defensively, and how much better were the second efforts tonight as far as closing out the 3-point shooters in that second half?
They got a lot better as the game went on. We talked about it at points in the first quarter and definitely at halftime, just to have a sustained sense of urgency, and that if we did that, things don't need to be perfect, but as long as we're flying around and trying to cover for each other, then we'll be all right. So I thought we did a good job of that. I thought we've been doing a good job lately, but, still need to continue to build and grow.
And for you personally, you've been getting some pretty good looks now for the past week or two. How good does it feel to put together a stretch like this, these last 4 or 5 games, where you're hitting a good percentage?
Anytime you can make shots, obviously it's nice. Try not to get too high or too low. Just gotta continue to take the right shots. Feel like I was taking them before this little stretch where they're going in. So can't get too caught up in makes and misses, but instead just being aggressive.
Next, we go to Ira Winderman.
Duncan, how rewarding is it that on a night when Bam and Jimmy didn't even have a basket in the first half, that guys like you and Tyler can sort of be there for them, to sort of let them know it doesn't always have to be you at every moment all the time? Is there sort of a satisfaction that the supporting cast sometimes can also lead for this team?
Yeah, good teams got to be able to win in different ways, right? Obviously, those guys are going to be the people we're playing through most nights, and they were tonight too. But instead, a lot of it's Tyler and I being beneficiaries of the attention that they get. So, once again, it's just about offensively being aggressive and taking the right shots. And I thought obviously those two guys are super unselfish and want to see us be aggressive and successful. So it makes our job easier.
They really rolled the dice with Turner's foul trouble, the fourth early in the third period, and then won the fifth midway through the third. It seemed like you guys really went into attack mode more after that. Was that a sort of a conscious thing, that when he's on the bench, it's a different game and there are more chances to play in attack mode when Miles isn't in there?
Yeah, obviously, he's very impactful in protecting the paint. He does a really good job in altering shots and, of course, blocking shots. So, for him to be off the floor is obviously a plus for us, and at least in terms of attacking the rim. So, any time you can take advantage of that, of course, it's a good thing. And Jimmy, it was mostly Jimmy, Jimmy getting downhill and being aggressive and being who he is.
Thank you.
Next, we have Cooper Moorhead.
Duncan, real quick, Spo was just talking about your defense as far as how you've improved over 1 or 2 years ago. And specifically with closeouts, he mentioned that your technique has improved on those, and there seemed to be a lot of really good closeouts for you tonight. What exactly did you get better at with closeouts, do you think?
I think probably the biggest thing is I have a very clear understanding of, what my job is on that end of the floor. And, a lot of times I won't get too caught up lost in the weeds in terms of trying to explain it, but, just getting shooters off the line and funneling the ball to the baseline really is something that I've just been able to key in on more this year and continue to grow it. I think I've also, as the game's I've got more comfortable, the game slowed down a little bit. And I'm just able to kind of read things a little bit better. But I think that, and also obviously, being in Miami, our strength coach does a great job. And I think I've improved a lot, mobility wise with my hips and also speed and quickness. So I think it's a combination of things, but probably the biggest one being just that the game has slowed down and I just have a very clear understanding of what I need to do on that end.
Next, we go to Brady Hawk.
Hey, Duncan. Early in the third quarter, when Jimmy got the 2 charges and some stops, how much do moments like that just flip the momentum for this team and also spark the offense when it's struggling early?
It was big. We came out in that third pretty flat, and he got us going just with individually just making plays on the defensive end and getting stops, and then offensively, being who he is and being aggressive. So that was kind of the spark that really got us fired up, and we were able to kind of push through after that.
All right, next we go to Christos Altas.
Hello, Duncan. Congratulations on the win. I would like to ask you, what kind of statement for you as a team was the last 7 minutes effort, especially in defensive end? And about you, you found your spots tonight. You made some tough shots. How refreshing for you was that?
Like I kind of referenced earlier, always nice to see some go in. Trying not to get too caught up and make some misses. But in terms of, winning ugly down the stretch, that's kind of what we pride ourselves in. We don't need to make a bunch of shots down the stretch to win, but instead we can put the clamps on and just find a way. So, I thought it was just a lot of us playing to our strengths and playing to our identity.
Next, we go to Mateo Mayorga.
Hey, Duncan, just how personal was this game for you, considering the Pacers won back-to-back games in Miami just less than 2 weeks ago? Thank you.
Of course, it's a big one anytime these two organizations match up, and they put it on us pretty good down in Miami. So we definitely kind of had an additional chip on our shoulder. But yeah, it's good to come in here. This is a tough place to win and tough place to play. So great to get that one.
All right, next we go to Peter Ortiz with On Fire Media, Puerto Rico.
Hi, Duncan. Peter Ortiz on Fire Media. It's been a season with a lot of up and downs for the team. What do you think has been the major reason for that?
This has just been a kind of tumultuous year in a lot of respects. It's a lot of contributing factors. Obviously, COVID being a big one. Guys in and out of the lineup. The protocols. It's for many it's a new normal, not just for us, obviously, but a lot of these guys. The NBA they've learned to come to know is very different now with all of the hoops we got to jump through and different things we have to do. So I think there's a lot of contributing factors, not just one thing.
All right, that's it, Duncan. Thank you.
All right, thanks.